For me, self-care reminds me of ahimsa, the first yama, and without this, none of the others really hold strength or foundation. It's a really, really fundamental principle to have in our lives. So ahimsa to me means filling my cup with empathy so that I can be empathetic with others. What I'd like to do to begin our asana practice is to allow everyone to find a seat. I'm going to be teaching in a chair today. It's a very gentle joint release practice, spinal movement practice. You can do this, it's very accessible to do on your mat on the floor or even standing if that's what you'd prefer to do. And I'd like you to find that space now and sit. And I love my sankalpa. That's an essential part of my practice for me to just bring me into the present moment and to reconnect with that deep desire that I have. So I'm going to invite you all to formulate a sankalpa just for today's practice. And my suggestion is to formulate it like this. So if my word that came forward or my principle of self-care is empathy, then my sankalpa can be, I am full of empathy and I am becoming full of empathy, or I am empathetic and I am becoming empathetic. So if you can take your concept of self-care and formulate it like this into a sankalpa just for today, I'd like you to do that now by taking a seat, closing your eyes and bringing yourself into the body, into Chittakash behind the eyelids, and let that sankalpa begin to formulate and roll through the mind, the heart, the body. Connecting, sensing the sankalpa touching every cell as we awake and arise to our day. Then begin to notice the breath, feeling the movement in the rib cage. Feel the expansion of the body with the in-breath and the relaxation of the body with the out-breath, becoming present. And then we're going to take 3 breaths in through the nose and far out through the mouth. Breathing in. And then allowing the awareness to reach out into the fingers and the toes, giving them a wiggle and gently opening your eyes. And throughout the practice, I encourage you to just keep your gaze down your nose, preferably to having the eyes closed while you practice asana. Just a slight gentle softening of the eyelids, gazing down the nose. And we're going to begin with some joint release work in the feet. So I'd like you to raise up your right leg. So maybe on the screen that's opposite to me, and spread your toes and then clench your toes. So breathe in, spread the toes, breathe out, clench. Breathe in, spread, and breathe out, clench, and lower that right leg. And then bring up the left leg, spreading the toes as you breathe in, squeezing them closed as you breathe out. Waking up our toes, saying good morning to our toes. And then release And then bringing that right leg back up, we're going to work through the ankle now. So you're just going to rotate the ankle to the right half a dozen times. And again, moving in connection with the breath obviously creates that meditative experience in our practice rather than mindlessly rolling through the ankle. Take the awareness down into the ankle joint. A breath in as the toes lift, a breath out as the toes lower. And then pausing when the toes make the top and turning back the other way. Now, if this gets too strong for your thigh, feel free to hold the thigh underneath for support as you rotate. Or you can lower the leg a little. If you're on the floor, you have your legs out straight in front. And if you're standing, you're just balancing on the opposite leg, of course, while you do this. And then pausing, lowering that leg down, bringing up the left leg and rotating to the right. Feeling the body waking up this morning on this actual freezing cold Melbourne morning. And then pausing and going back the other way. And then releasing. Taking a moment, we're just going to heel toe our feet wide, working into the hips, and then heel toe them back together. And then heel toe through the ankles as well, and then back together. And once more. Lovely. And then step the knees so that they're in line with your hips. And we're just going to extend that right leg out in front, then bend the knee up to the body and then lower the foot back down. Now, if you're in a chair and you need support, you can wiggle forward on the chair and you can hold the sides of the chair if you like, or you can simply keep the hands in the lap. And you want to move the in-breath halfway and then completely, and then the out-breath down. One more. And then to the other side, left leg rises and knee folds up and then weight down through the foot. Beautiful. And then we're coming back to the hips and the ankles, heel toeing our feet apart. And this time we're going to rest I'm going to the right. So resting that forearm on the knee, turning the body towards the floor as you sweep that left arm up. And then you turn the body under the arm, taking the chin to the top armpit, pressing the top ribs to the sky, feeling the space between them. That right forearm and the right leg are pressing into each other as you feel the soles of the feet engage the floor. Find the breath. And then you're going to roll back to the floor, lower the arm and lift the body back up. Then we're going to the left, down into the forearm, sweeping and rolling towards the floor. Raise the arm, turn under the arm, chin to the top armpit, press the ribs to the sky, reach out into the fingertips. Firm foundation through the feet, the legs. Find the breath. Then roll back to the floor and sitting back up. We're going to go again, down to the right, rolling, sweeping, twisting, pressing through the ribs, reaching into the fingertips. Find the breath. And rolling back to the floor, lowering the arm, lift the body up and to the left. Sweep, roll, twist, press, reach. Feeling the limits of your practice so that you're not forcing the body, Breath out, roll back to the floor, lifting up. And once more to the right, turning and feeling the movement through the body with the breath. And breathing out. When you do, you roll back, sit tall, and once more, over we go. And rolling back and sitting tall, heel toeing the feet back together again. Nice. We're going to bring our arms up this time, palms facing the floor. And I'll show you on an angle so you can see. Spread the fingers wide like playing an octave on a piano. And then squeeze them in, tuck the thumbs under. Make a fist. And then open. And this time when you make a fist, take the thumbs to the top. And then open and continue doing opposites. Each time you open, the thumb moves to a different place in the fist. Working into the webbing of the fingers, feeling through the knuckles, the joints, the wrists. One more of each. This time, take the thumb under the fingers and then rotate through the wrists. Nice circles, gently moving, feeling and finding the breath into the movement. And then pausing and back the other way. And pausing, releasing. Bring your palms together, give them a rub. You certainly need to get warm this morning. And give them a shake. And a rub. Make them really warm through the palms, nice and vigorous, building that agni, that fire in the body. And once more. Beautiful. Then bring the arms back up, turn the palms to the sky. We're going to take our hands as we breathe out to the shoulders. And as we breathe in, we're opening the hands up, working into the elbows. Now, if you're finding that the shoulder blades and the shoulders are getting sore, make sure you're sliding your shoulders forward as you do this. So there's nice space between the shoulder blades. Make sure the occipital point of the skull is lifting and the chin slightly lowered. Two more. Good. Then keeping the hands on the shoulders, bring the elbows together. We're going to rotate through our shoulder joints. Nice, beautiful, big circles with the elbows. Feeling the shoulder joints moving in the body. Breath in as you lift, breath out as you lower. And then when you come back to center, we're going to reverse. So back the other way, breath out as they lower, breath in as you lift. If you can get the elbows to touch, great. If not, don't worry. Just do what your body can do this morning. Again, remembering not forcing the body, but making the yoga fit you, making the pose work for you. Beautiful round circles, feeling it through the upper back, between the shoulder blades. Good. And then bringing them back together and releasing the hands down. You can give your shoulders a little shrug, take them up to the ears, let them drop. And drop. Breath in up, breath out down. Awesome. Okay, just sitting at the front of the chair a little, or sitting cross-legged if you're on the floor. If you're standing, just standing with your feet hip width apart, toes slightly turned in. We're going to breathe in, bring our arms up, palms to touch. I'm going to breathe out, drop our right arm and bend to the right. You can hold the seat of the chair if you're on a chair, chin into the top armpit. And then on the next in-breath, coming back, palms to touch. And then dropping over to the left. A breath in, coming up. A breath out over. A breath in, up. Have the shoulders in front of the ears so that the head and neck can move freely. A breath out over. A breath in, up. One more. And this time when the palms touch, we're going to drop down and around to the right, twisting. So left hand crosses the body to the outside edge of the thigh. Right hand on the chair can come to the base of the seat of the chair or all the way behind the back of the chair. And you can hook your arm around that. Lifting and twisting through the spine. On an out breath, you come back, the arms rise. And then on the next out breath, you're down and around to the left, looking towards the back shoulder, pressing evenly through the soles of the feet. Find the breath. And now we're going to move the next 2 rounds in time with the breath. Breath out, down and around. Breath in, back. Breath out, down and around. Breath in, back. Breath out, down and around. Breath in, back. And a breath out, down and around. And on your breath in, coming back. Beautiful. Interlace the fingers above the head this time. Squeeze the shoulders forward and up in front of the ears. Again, the head and neck can move freely. We don't want our head stuck in our arms. We want our shoulders and arms in front of the ears. Press down through the feet. So if you're on the floor, press the sides of the feet into the floor. If you're standing, then the feet are firmly pressed. We're going to reach forward through the palms as we fold forward, lowering the body as low as you can. And then release the hands around behind you, interlace the fingers, take the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them down the back of the body, squeezing those shoulder blades together, lifting the hands away from the body if you can. Take the chin into the center of the throat, lifting through the base of the skull. Find the breath. And then press the feet through the floor, but keep the hands where they are as you lift the torso up, squeezing those shoulder blades even more so that you're lifting through the chest. Now, again, the hands can stay on the body or you can take them away, lengthening the back of the neck. And then you're going to release, coming back, give the shoulders a little roll. Beautiful. And again, breath in, arms lift, interlace the fingers, turn them inside out, shoulders up and forward of the ears, press down through the feet and fold. Release the hands behind the back if you can. If not, you can just bring them to your hips. Shoulders up and down the back of the body, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the hands away from the body if you can. If not, you leave them rest on the body. Press the feet through the floor as you lift the torso up. Squeeze the shoulder blades even more, lift through the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. And again, if the hands can come away from the back of the body, great. If not, it doesn't matter. And then release, bringing back, roll the shoulders. Good. And once more, breathe in, up, interlace the fingers, turn. Notice the difference every time you do the same sequence or the same asanas. Notice the change. You're different, the asana will be different in each and every moment, folding forward. Remembering ahimsa, remembering being gentle, not forcing the body. Take the hands behind. Roll the shoulders up and down the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the shoulders away. Lift the hands away from the body if you can. Press the feet through the floor, lifting up, squeezing, and releasing. Good, just give the shoulders a little roll. And before we move into some pranayama, we're just going to move through the neck. So please be gentle with your neck. As every part is, but please be gentle. If there's pain or discomfort, just cease the movement. So we're going to take the chin down to the base of the throat. The hands can be just left hand under right thumbs to touch. You're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder, but think about the left ear lifting. Keeping that chin in, finding that sweet spot. Feeling the space between the left shoulder and the left ear. And then when you next breathe in, keeping the chin down, swinging it back to center like a pendulum, and then moving over to the left ear. Think about the right ear rising, finding that space between the right ear and the right shoulder. And then coming back to center. Lifting the chin back to a neutral position, then you're just going to turn your head to the right shoulder. Just noticing how your shoulders feel, how the neck feels, how much rotation you have in your neck at the moment. And then coming back to center and then around to the left. Letting your practice be like a balm, a soothing balm that takes care of the body, relieving it of stress, coming back to center. And now we're just going to take our mind to the chin as if we're drawing a small circle with the chin. Make sure when the chin lifts that there's no stress in the back of the neck. And often when you lift the chin, I invite you to focus on the center of the throat, moving forward rather than the back of the head compressing the spine. When you move forward through the throat, you take a lot of pressure out of that compression at the back of the neck. And then pausing and back the other way. Focusing on the chin, drawing a circle in the air. Good. And then we're just going to finally move into the face. So I want us to squeeze the face muscles really tight and release and open the mouth, open the eyes as wide as you can, stick out the tongue to the chin and squeeze the face really tight. Open the mouth, open the eyes, stick out the tongue and squeeze once more really tight and open and release the tongue. Good. Just give the jaw a roll around in a circle and back the other way. Good. Okay, so I'd like us to get into position for just some breath awareness, and then we'll do some rounds of nadi shodhana. So finding a comfortable position with an easy spine, an easy seat, a steady, stable seat. Make sure you're warm. Left hand under right, thumbs to touch. And just gazing down the nose. And if you're comfortable, to close the eyes. Taking the awareness deeper inwards and feeling into any sensations in the body from top to toe. Simply notice any sensations. And then bring the awareness up to the tip of the nose. Feeling the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of the out-breath. And then take the awareness of the breath to the back of the throat. Feeling the coolness of the in-breath pass by the back of the throat. The warmth of the out-breath passing by. And then move the awareness down into the lungs, beneath the breastbone, sensing the movement of the ribs with the breath, and also sensing a coolness in the lungs as you breathe in, and a warmth in the lungs as you breathe out. Staying with the breath, staying with your practice. And then bring the awareness gently back to the tip of the nose, taking that journey of the breath with your awareness. And for the next 3 breaths, we're going to deepen into just a full yogic breath into the base of the back of the ribs, into the center of the ribs, and then up into the chest as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, leaving the breath leaving from the chest, then the ribs, and then the base of the ribs. So 3 deep, full yogic breaths, gently, without stress or strain. You may notice a pause between the in and the out breaths, that inner and outer retention. If you feel that you're ready for that, please do so without stress or strain. And then after the exhalation of the 3rd deep breath, full breath, we're going to move into nadi shodhana. So taking the ring finger of the right hand into the palm, leaving the little finger, thumb, and the pointer index finger free. Taking the pointer and index finger to the eyebrow center, brahmadya, leaving it there, feeling a gentle connection. And then we're going to breathe in once more through both nostrils. Breathe out through both nostrils. And when the out breath is complete, you close off the right nostril and breathe back in through the left to the eyebrow center. When it reaches the eyebrow center, you close both nostrils for a second and then release the right nostril, breathe out. Breathing back in through the right when you're ready. When the breath reaches the eyebrow center, close off the right nostril for a second or 2 and then breathe out, opening the left nostril. Continuing that practice. Staying focused on the breath, you may like to engage Kachari Mudra with the tongue. You may even feel that you naturally drop into Ujjayi breath as you practice Nadi Shodhana. It depends on what you feel like today. And on the completion of your last round, with the breath leaving the left nostril, you bring the hand down into the lap, left hand under right, thumbs to touch, or hands just resting on the knees in Jnana Mudra, closing off the eyes and settling into a steady seat.